give us the Nikita primer on like where are we at? What are what are our pronouns and labels and things and all of that? Where are we at? What are we feeling today?
So the thing about my label is that it takes such a long explanation
I
that
love
it's
it.
less a label, more of a terms and conditions. But
Incredible.
we'll start with the easy one. My pronouns are she, her, and my label at the moment is bisexual.
Okay. That felt very short
Yeah,
for
that
that
was,
like
I want
intro
the terms and
caveat.
conditions. I want to
Okay,
hear
I
okay.
this.
know, we
I
want the whole
mean,
thing.
okay, I'll tell you the whole thing. So I started out as bisexual. The first time I ever came out was bi. I was 23, which is just the first time I said it out loud. I was always gay.
Yeah, sure.
So a couple years later, during the pandemic, the great sexuality awakening, as I say, I came out as a lesbian, and I came out very publicly as a lesbian. So my social media was building back then. I was posting on TikTok quite a lot, and I was posting a lot of queer jokes. So I had a lot of lesbian followers, and of course, coming out to them as one of them was perfect. And I did feel like a lesbian for a few years. And then in 2021, so this is like, yeah, so about a year and a half later, I came out, not came out, I would say I'm still in the closet about being bisexual again. But I do say it sometimes here and there.
There's nothing more closeted than coming on a podcast to share your secret.
Yeah.
Share your secret identity.
Hello, I identify as a closeted bisexual.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I
But
have I,
there,
I have I have a sort of like question about that because like
yeah,
obviously there's a reason why you feel like you need to be closeted bisexual coming from saying like I was bi, I'm a lesbian, I'm back to bisexual. Like what are
hmm
the reasons you feel like you have to sort of keep that under wraps?
there's two reasons. So one is that coming out so publicly on the internet, I feel like I have a lot of followers who expect to know me in some way, and then I'm this other way. So I think I have a lot of like internalized shame about that. And not that they have said anything, but this is just, my own brain. And there are so many stories about people going from bisexual to lesbian, and they're celebrated and uplifted by the community, and then they go from lesbian to bisexual and they're like, oh, you just like men the entire time. And
mhm.
that
Mhm.
could not be further from the truth to me. So that's another reason why I just
What
haven't.
what was the timeline for like so okay, so you said you're 23, you came out as bi.
Yeah.
How long was it between like coming out as bi and like on the internet being like and I'm a lesbian now, right? Like what was that time frame and then what was the time frame now when you're like, well, actually.
So 23, so that was 2016. And then in 2019, I was like, okay, I'm a lesbian. And then the end of 2021, so basically like 2022, I not said I was bisexual again, but I realized that, okay, yeah, I'm bisexual again.
Yeah. I mean I also just feel like I mean we've had people talk about different this in different kinds of ways all the time, right? There is like
Yeah.
later in life you come out or like people change, people evolve,
Mhm.
people have different ways of identifying themselves. And
hmm
I completely understand why you're like there is that stigma. And I feel like
Yeah.
us as I personally identify as lesbian, so I will speak for the lesbian community and myself. I'm like lesbians need to get better. Need
Chill
to
the
be
fuck
better.
out,
But really,
lesbians.
I mean, there's been some crazy shit with the
Chill the
lesbian.
fuck out.
There has been some crazy shit with the lesbian community this year. We do not need to dive into too much. But like, there's so
Ooh.
much. There's just so much gatekeeping, right? Of like,
hmm
and of like, even for like for you personally, right? Coming out as bi, coming out as lesbian, coming out as bi again. But I feel like it's even like coming out as like if you started out as straight and then you come out as bi, there's still like bisexuality in general just has so much gatekeeping from lesbian women, right?
Mhm.
And it's just like
Right.
get the fuck over it. That's my point.
Okay,
Like,
also,
two
can
other
I
lesbians.
interject real quick to say I feel like there should be nothing more bi than coming out as bi twice. Like, that feels...
Oh,
Just semantically,
Oh.
it feels actually perfect, right?
can I use that?
Yes,
Yeah,
please. With my blessing. It just feels right. That's all I'm
Don't
saying,
worry.
okay?
I'll plug
Yes.
the podcast as well.
Yes.
Just to say it, just to toss it out in the mix. I mean, obviously, it has nothing to do with anything, but it feels right. That's all.